Hey guys, how you going? Hey guys, are you worried about 5G or EMFs? Well, I'd like to introduce you to the sponsor of this video. It's a business who supports the truth. It's EMF harmonized and they sell EMF protection technology. It's like Tesla technology. The technology filters out the harmful RF radio frequency waves and has been scientifically proven to do so. As we use our computers, phones and tablets, the EMFs damage our DNA. In other words, consider getting some EMF protection from the link below, as you'll protect yourself, you'll help the growth of my channel, and you'll help fellow truth supporting businesses. And just so you can see the products for yourself, this is the products. And it gives you, even the website will give you a lot of information. So if you'd like to check it out, the link will be down below. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate your support. Okay, guys, I'm back. I didn't want to say anything before because I didn't know whether I'd be able to do another video. But I'm here, so I'll just try and catch up now on what's been going on. I have not been able to read either while I was off because I had a headache the whole time. So yeah, I've got a lot of catching up to do. So it looks like they're still going through recounting and taking it all to court. So there's not much happening in that way. We already know Trump won. It's just waiting for all the others to catch up. Okay, from No Lockdowns Australia Homeschool at Oz Homeschool. Question of the day. Is anyone already sick of MSM weather presenters making dramatic, false or misleading statements about weather already, and it's only the beginning of summer? Weather records have been doctored and removed, and critical thinkers should know this is fear-mongering. I don't watch TV, so if they've been doing this, and I know the weather apps on the phones do it too. I spent time watching weather reports yesterday to find out what December rainfall would bring in rainfall. It peed me off to hear records broken and within human memory, and since reliable records kept, I know this isn't true. Weather records have been removed or doctored. UN AGW scan. And that's global warming scam. It is, it's a big scam. The biggest scam that the world has ever seen, I think, before now. Well, now there's even bigger scams and scandals, which will come out. Okay, from the Bradford File at the Bradford File, CNN finally has a bombshell news story. It's about their network being fake news, and Project Veritas broke it. Oh, wow. They won't break that news now, will they? And from Canberra at Cam VTV, mind blown. The same issues of irregularities in Michigan are the same irregularities we heard in Arizona yesterday, down to a T. Isn't that funny? You're going to hear it all over the place. It's going to be exactly the same. This one from Tim Cardella. Trump is in complete control of everything that's going on. Those who think otherwise haven't been paying attention. He's giving everyone in Washington and the worldwide swamp the opportunity to prove whether they're loyal to him or not. Those who are not will wish they had been. And they will. And this from Kaylee McEnany, I think.
We had an interesting article from Joel Pollack this morning, and I would like to ask you if the president has considered pardoning President Obama for illegally wiretapping on Trump towers, illegally spying on U.S. citizens, and other potential crimes out there. Has he considered that?
So I have not spoken to the president about that, but who I did speak to about President Obama and unmasking Michael Flynn were the men and women in this room. I haven't spoken to him on that specific point, have spoken to him about the matter generally, and I laid out a series of questions that any good journalist would want to answer about why people were unmasked, and all sorts of questions. And I just wanted to follow up with you guys on that. Did anyone take it upon themselves to pose any questions about Michael Flynn and unmasking the President Obama spokesperson? Oh, not a single journalist has posed that question.
Michael
Okay.
Flynn's name wasn't
So
matched,
I would like
Kelly-
to lay out a series of questions, and perhaps if I write them out in a slide format, maybe we're visual learners, and you guys will follow up with journalistic curiosity. So number one, why did the Obama administration use opposition research funded by a political organization and filled with foreign dirt to surveil members of the Trump campaign? Number two, why was Lieutenant General Michael Flynn unmasked? Not by the intel community entirely, but by Obama's chief of staff, by the former Vice President Joe Biden, by Susan Rice, by the Treasury Secretary. I mean, this is extraordinary. And, you know, if it were political appointees in the Trump administration, I can guarantee you I'd have questions in my inbox right now, but apparently Obama's spokesperson does not. Why was Flynn's identity leaked? In a criminal act. It is a criminal act to leak the identity of Michael Flynn to the press, but it happened. Where are the questions to Obama's spokesperson? Because my team would be running around this building should this have happened under the Trump administration. Why did the DOJ, Sally Yates, learn about the unmasking from President Obama? So much for going by the book. As Susan Rice said 3 times, thou doth protest too much, Susan Rice. And then finally, question number 5. Why did James Clapper, John Brennan, Samantha Power, and Susan Rice privately admit under...
That was very interesting. So, that means that Obama and all that, everyone she just mentioned, they are criminal. Let's not forget this. That's his birth certificate. Barry's birth certificate. Have a look at it. Oh, what does it say? We know they're fake anyway, so this goes into Obama deeper. Okay. Anyway, I'll include all this down below if you want to take a look. From Donald J. Trump, 22 hours ago, a judge in Nevada has ordered Clark County officials to allow inspection of the election's equipment and seal containers used in the 2020 election by 1 p.m. tomorrow. And again, this one from Donald Trump as well, 8 hours ago, Michigan voter fraud hearing going on now. And this one, I put this in because I wanted to talk about this. N1 Nasty One says, I love the old phones and phone books. If your neighbour's dog was barking and waking you up at 3 a.m, you would just get out the phone book, dial the neighbour's phone number and hang the phone up as soon as they woke up and answered your call. I love the days of no caller ID. I agree with the first bit. The old phones, the old phone books, the old TVs. Analog was better than digital. Old light globes. And you know what? You know why I think they banned lead paint? I think I've said this before. Some of you may know what I think of this. But I think they banned lead paint because Wi-Fi signals could not get through the lead of the lead paint. It wasn't because people were licking walls or anything and getting lead poisoning from it. It was because the Wi-Fi signals wouldn't go through the walls. And they couldn't do that X-ray thing that they can do to see how many people are inside your home. They can actually do that. That was years ago they mentioned that technology. So, okay, and this one from Val Glass at Aussie Val 10. I'm so fed up with constant fear porn spewed by the Muppets on our MSM. My house hasn't watched the news for a few months now. I hope their ratings are plummeting. If it's not the virus, it's climate change. They're going to bang on about it until everyone's had enough. From 7 News Melbourne, residents have been warned after more than a month about a new... Who cares? Seriously? They're only cases. They're not like deaths or anything. And it's nothing more than the cold. And this one from Corey Lynn from Corey's Digs. I would create a dictionary of all the terms used in a very manipulative way that are packed with ulterior motives to serve their agendas. I should make it a children's colouring book so they don't become brainwashed. And I put that in here because they do. A lot of things they say are not only misleading, but they're trying to mislead you down the garden path. That's why I think everybody should turn their TVs off. This one from Ill Discourse. We go from an Associated Press story out of nowhere to an immediate White House visit to an immediate statement from the Trump legal team. This feels like theatre, and that was 7 hours ago. And this one from Peaceful Warrior from the 1st of December, which was yesterday in my time. Breaking. Boom, Dr. Shiver just mic'd a bomb. Election interference connected to the Rockefellers and Murdoch, i.e. Fox News, i.e. Sky News Australia. Is there any more to it? Yep. There's a public hearing. Yep. Okay. Rockefeller and Rupert Murdoch. They're getting warm, but it goes higher up the food chain than that. It does, but I mean the people connected that are connected from one to the other. The Rockefellers and Murdoch. So there you go, guys. This one from Murray at... Sorry, that one was Peaceful Warrior at Peaceful 4812. That was about the Rockefellers and Murdoch. And this one is from Murray at Rothbard 1776. Breaking. Sidney Powell notes that while they were in the process of securing a restraining order from Judge Timothy Batten to prevent any of the machines, their data, servers, software, etc. from being destroyed or removed, someone went down to the Fulton Centre where the Votes and Dominion machines were, claimed there was a software glitch and that they had to replace the software, and it seems they removed the server. It's important to point out that Governor Kemp was in a similar situation 3 years ago when he was Secretary of State of GA. He was sued by a group of election reform advocates over significant concerns with election security and integrity. Per the Associated Press, the server in question made national headlines in June 2017 after a security expert diagnosed a gaping security hole that wasn't fixed. 6 months after he reported it to election authorities. It goes on to note that the server's data was irretrievably erased after the lawsuit was filed. The Kennesaw State Election Centre, I hope I said that right, where the server was wiped, answered directly then to Secretary of State Brian Kemp. Does this remind you of anyone? How about Hillary Clinton smashing all of her cell phones, laptops and communication devices with a hammer and using Bleachbit to acid wash her emails? Or perhaps it reminds you of Andrew Weissman and the entire Mueller team. Are you noticing a pattern yet? Where is Bill Barr and the Department of Justice? Where is Chris Wray and the FBI? How long are we going to let these crooks get away with federal felonies, trampling over the rule of law and dismantling America from within? No more. God bless the heroes who are working tirelessly to ensure these bands of lawless criminals are held accountable for their illegal, immoral and reprehensible actions. They got far too desperate and brazen in their actions on this one, and they got caught. Transparency and prosecution awaits. Let's hope so. Okay, we've got another one from N1 Nasty One. I think I may have shown this before too, but it bears repeating. Number one picture is about control. The other picture is about control. Can you spot the difference? Yeah, I didn't think so. It's the same thing. They're just training you to go to this next. Then this one from Sanjeev Sablock, Pope and Church of Reason and Liberty. Without Scott Morrison first breaking the law and attempting the eradication of COVID from Australia, Dan Andrews would never have had the guts to impose his totalitarian lockdowns. I'm now beginning to see Scott Morrison as the godfather of Australia's crimes against humanity. Yes, and somebody just trying to tell me he was trying to backtrack now, and he's starting to realise that China shouldn't be in Australia or something to that effect. Yeah, so who knows? I don't know which side. Like, I think he's not on our side, I don't believe. David Nino Rodriguez from Nino Boxer is at Nino Boxer. There are two types of humans right now. Those that watch the MSM and have zero clue what's going on in the world. Then there are those of us watching this movie like, how on earth am I fortunate to be alive witnessing this biblical war? This is epic. Shoot. Well, I've said that over and over again. I'm glad I'm alive to be watching this, because I've wanted to for a long time. The last video, it may have started me looking at things differently, like the last video about prophecies, but I went into the Bible for it. I didn't go looking for Nostradamus, and I went straight to the Bible. And once I did that, I read the book of Revelations. I just thought I want to be alive for this time. So there you go. Okay, from Arizona Republican Party at AZGOP, do not certify a false election. And I don't think anyone's going to do that. This one from Cat Turd. They never thought Trump and we the people would call BS and fight back hard. They were wrong. Then from Rudy Giuliani, and that was what the video was earlier. It's Rudy Giuliani in the video above, in that post. It may be the corruption is not all on the Democrats' side. I've always believed there is an equal distribution of virtue and vice for both Republicans and Democrats. And that just goes on with what we've been saying, is this is not one-sided. Although we may talk that way a lot, it's not one-sided. This is both sides. They're corrupt. And we can see it here in Australia with Labor and Liberal and the whole mess of politics and what it is. And I'm sure you can see it in the UK, everywhere. We can see it everywhere in all of our politicians. And this one from Annie Creswick. I just thought I'd include this because I thought it was funny. I don't mean to brag, but I have the exact same medical degree as Bill Gates. Yep, we all do. And you know what? I just had one of my Corona 5G videos taken down because they said there was false medical advice in there. But we're taking it off Bill Gates, by the way. But, you know, normal people whose experiences, you're not allowed to mention that at all. And as to what's been wrong with me, I think everything's stemming from my neck and back. Even my stomach. That's why I don't think the medications are working. I've tried everything. I've tried MMS. I've tried hydroxy, and the pain's still there. And it always starts with back and neck pain and headaches. And then the stomach goes. So I have a funny feeling mine's more neurological than an actual digestive problem at all. So there you go. Every time it happens, I just realise more and more exactly what's going on. So that's what I mean by we don't have the same medical degree as Bill Gates. All we have is our experiences. Okay, and this one is loaded with truth at Stop to Go. So, quick question for my most observant followers. How often does one break their foot bone and then walk out without crutches within 48 hours so nimbly and being so old? Okay, we don't need the out. What I want is from the beginning. Joe Biden has a boot on, a cam boot, because he's got a tracker on his foot, on his ankle. Because you can't, look, I couldn't even walk for over a year after I broke all the bones right across the top of the foot there. But yeah, I couldn't walk for over a year, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't even walk with crutches, let alone without them. I had ended up having to get a wheelchair because I broke my right leg and I'm right-handed. On my right foot, sorry. That's impossible anyway. You do not break even one bone in your foot and walk out without crutches. And not being his age, and no, it just doesn't happen. Okay, and I put this in bookmarks, although I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. Rise Up Melbourne, at Rise Up Melbourne, says we aren't just talking little lies, we're talking big fat juicy monsters here. I cannot believe what's unfolding. People can forgive little lies, but these are simply epic. Oh, bogus tests, misleading info. Oh, the whole thing. Yeah, the whole thing. We have lies, lies, and more lies everywhere. And this one from Yig at Yig Star House. Grain of salt. Okay, so take it with a grain of salt. It's from an anon. Presidential address incoming this week. Bend over, Democrats. The address will have senior military and Justice Department officials making comments regarding the election. Why do you think Bill Barr has been so quiet? He's been putting together his presentation and statement that the electoral college cannot legitimise the election results. They will discuss the raid in Frankfurt and the role of Dominion, China and Iran in the election fraud. The biggest hit will be on rogue elements in the CIA who were involved in this. Haspel and Ray will be fired this way. Haspel because of Frankfurt and Ray because of the Hunter Biden computer cover-up. Took time to put this together. The election was a fraud and will be shown. You think Biden will be president after this? Kuma, Dominion Tech VP and Antifa supporter, he disappeared and some reported that the DS had killed him to shut him up. I guess they missed. He has been detained and under arrest for about a week. He has ratted out several deep state overseas rats. He's really gone to town on that Secretary of State in Georgia, outlining the bribes and the connection of China to Georgia's political leaders. So take it with a grain of salt and just wait and see what happens. Oh, okay. This one from Chuk at Parler at Chuk Lisa. So she knows it all. Let's see. Now this lady, okay, she's been on Facebook. I have watched about 2 or 3 of her videos and just couldn't. I didn't watch her anymore. I don't know what it is. That's that feeling again. Okay, she's apparently, is this what she said? Number 1, JFK was a woman. Number 2, Flynn is a traitor, a wussy and needs to keel over. 3, Princess Diana is evil. 4, Marilyn Monroe is a guy. 5, at Veronica, a you know what. 6, Bags 17, but says she's in line with 17. 7, the red ensign is a satanic flag. She must say that. 8, Sydney Powell, these must be things she's said, is a CIA agent, and she calls anyone that doesn't agree with her a CUNT. 10, Patriots are, she said, this is my, oh God, they are not wussies, I'm telling you now. So ask yourself this: is she a patriot or a traitor? Would you follow someone that has said this? Okay, so she must have said all this. Well, I don't like people with using this word here. See you in the NT. I don't like that word. I watch someone else who calls people that too who don't agree with them, but that's not a word women should say. I'm sorry. If you do, you do. I mean, I don't, you know, but I don't like that word. So yeah, it's up to you. I'm not telling you who to get. This is just, I'm reading a post. So yeah, and that seems to be the end. So okay, guys, it's up to you what you do. I don't tell people who to listen to and who not to. I'll try and warn you, but other than that, that's all I can do. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'll leave it there for today. Second video in one day. I'm trying to make up for not being here for 5 days. Yeah, just know that I normally make videos like 5 or 6 days a week, but if I'm unwell, I will need to take time out every now and then. It has happened before, and I'm pretty sure it'll happen again. So I really appreciate all your patience, guys. I thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch up with you soon. Okay, guys. Bye.